Boo Boo took care of business. Boots took care of business. Tank did what he was supposed to do. So it was a great night of boxing. Shout out to Meek Mill, though. Meek Mill is solid. Anybody from the DMV area, Baltimore, Maryland, Virginia, and you rooting against Tank, that's kind of hard to accept, man. It's a youngster from y'all area that's doing something big, that's selling out arenas every fight night. How can you hate on that? How can you? Meek stood tall. Meek stood tall because there was no reason for anybody to be from this area to be hating on Tank when he's doing something great. You know what I'm saying? One of us. So shout out Meek for standing tall, man. It was a great night. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot. Shout out Shot Glizzy, too. Shot Glizzy, man, Shot Glizzy bumped into each other, you know, doing the whole little thing. You know what I'm saying? But Shot Glizzy, a real one. Shout out to Tank. Shout out to everybody, man. It was a great night. Showtime Boxing, we did it again, man. Yeah.
Once again, Gary Russell Jr. put himself out there, capping hard against Tank Davis. Almost got him hit in the mouth. If you haven't heard by now, Gary Russell Jr. was capping super duper hard. Mr. Cap, Gary Russell Jr. was at it again at the Tank Davis fight. And it got to the point he was going so hard with his brothers around him against Tank Davis, or speaking so bad about Tank Davis, that some of the people around him got a little irritated. And unfortunately for Gary Russell Jr. and his brothers, one of the people that got irritated was Meek Mill, and he had a whole gang of security and big brawly looking brothers with him. And it appears that he approached Gary Russell Jr. about it. Some even, the rumor is he slapped the phone out of Gary Russell Jr. hand while he was doing his live stream. I have no way of proving that, but most definitely a brawl, or well, I ain't gonna say a brawl, but a scuffle did break out, and clearly you could see Meek Mill and in the area with the Russell brothers. You can also see Wallow and Gilly the Kid out there. Also Steven Jackson. I mean, it could have got ugly. And I ain't gonna front. Normally, when you talking boxers versus, you know, regular brothers, rappers, whatever, you would take the side of the boxers. But considering Meek Mill was so deep, as you see with that little mini army he got with him, that might have spelled trouble for the DC native. Now, look here. I gotta say this. Being someone that lived in the DMV, mainly Baltimore, Maryland, I lived in Baltimore for about 15 years, and I lived in Maryland close to 20. DC and Maryland, for the most part, when we talking streets, used to have issues. I can't say exactly how it is now because I haven't been there the last couple years. But for the most part, DC and Baltimore always had a little bit of issues, especially when you're talking about the streets and jail and prison life and stuff like that. But with that being said, DC and Baltimore are rallying behind Tank Davis. And that's facts. And Gary Russell seems to be jealous of that. Now, I understand if you want to fight Tank Davis. I get that. But support him when he's not fighting against you. Do whatever you want to do for us. You know, if you want to run your mouth for us, these other dudes, Devin Haney, you know, whoever, Shakur Stevenson, and say, you know, they scared to get in the ring, which so be it. But nobody wants you spitting on Tank Davis' name in this area. I mean, you know, it might be a few stragglers who saying otherwise, or who might even support you if you fought Tank. Hey, no problem. But don't tear him down and try to big your name up. That's really the problem. And even though Meek Mill isn't from the DMV, he is from Philly, and that's one state up. He wasn't feeling that crap either. So it was what it was. Hopefully Gary Russell will learn from this. Look, man, if you want to get Tank Davis in the ring, show the man at least a little bit of respect, especially if you're still down at 126. Come on up to 135, 130, make some noise up there, and who knows, because as they said, anybody from 140 to 130 could possibly get in the ring with him if the money right. But you ain't in that category. You still at 126. Come up to 130. Matter of fact, come on up, fight a Rolly Romero, somebody at 135 that you probably would beat, but might be a challenge to you, and then see what happens. But you being at 126, popping a lot of noise off, knowing darn well he don't fight in that weight class, is a waste of time. And ain't nobody feeling it except for you and maybe your brothers. And that's pretty much all I got this Head Busting Boxing's own Fight Doctor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Hit me up in the comment section and let me know what you think. Are you tired of getting Russell running his mouth, especially on Tank Davis? And if you're in the DMV area, stand up and let me know what you think. For real, for the brothers or sisters, because I got sisters that comment too, that is in the DMV area, please speak on this. Who, if they would fight, who would you root for? And even if you would root for Gary Russell, should he put more respect on Tank Davis' name? And that's pretty much all I got this Head Busting Boxes on Fight Doctor. I am out.